Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us. Welcome back. We are proud to present our next presenter, Sanjay Singh with HCL Technologies. He's also Vice President of Cloud Native Services, and he will also be introducing Nicholas Chris with T-Mobile as well will be speaking. Give them a warm welcome.
Thank you and welcome. Good afternoon. My name is Sanjay. I lead the cloud business for HCL. And I'm very happy to present along with our client T-Mobile, for whom we are one of their partners in the cloud native transformation journey. Since we are very short on time, I am going to just give you a quick brief. HCL does end-to-end cloud services, right from SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS transformation, all the way working with multiple cloud partners, including AWS, and we provide transformation on the digital and the business stack for the various customers. And I'm going to hand over to Nick. Nick is the manager for the cloud COE within T-Mobile, and he has led some very interesting programs, and he will be sharing with you a few of his experiences today with all of you. Thank you. Nick.
Thanks very much, Sanjay. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming. And as Sanjay said, my name's Nick, and I'm the manager on the Cloud Center of Excellence team for T-Mobile. So a little bit of background about T-Mobile. We're transforming the wireless industry for the benefit and of our customers and for the better. Fundamentally, we're here to deliver value for our customers, and we view the cloud as a key way to enable that ability. So we call ourselves the UnCarrier, and our UnCarrier moves are all about addressing pain points in the industry and delivering extra value for our customers. And so whether it's tearing up contracts or thanking you every Tuesday for being a customer, or most recently giving you Netflix on us if you have a family plan, we are obsessed about delighting our customers, and we won't stop. So we view the cloud as like a key enabler for our ability to do this. And quite frankly, there are certain UnCarrier moves that we've done that just frankly would have been very difficult, if not impossible, to do without the agility and the scale of the cloud. And just as T-Mobile is disrupting the industry, the cloud team views its role as to also be disrupting the traditional way that enterprises solve problems. And so my team really views its world through the prism of software development. Everything we do begins and ends with software development, and if we have an opinion on something, we express that opinion as code. In order to execute on this, we really focus on people. We think it begins and ends with our team, and when we're doing our job right and we're firing on all cylinders, the compliance and the process pieces on the bottom corner starts to approach zero. That's our ultimate goal. And as we've gone on this journey and matured, our software development has become more and more about platforms. If we build something in an automation, but it's a one-off, you end up having to solve that problem over and over again in kind of similar snowflakes. But if you solve the problem in a platform, as we get that hard-won experience, we can update that in the platform, and then immediately all of our applications can enjoy the benefit of that. So a few of the things we've worked on. We have a enterprise-grade CI/CD system that has been through battle-tested and operates at scale. It's all with AWS native services. Increasingly, though, that piece gets abstracted away from our customers, who are the application developers, so that they can focus more on where they add value, which is in the code itself. And so recently, we announced our first open source project, which is called Jazz. And Jazz is about addressing some of the pain points and gaps that are in the serverless space so that you can actually use them to deliver enterprise scale and robustness in production with serverless. It also takes away some of the barriers for a dev who's maybe not familiar with the intricacies of all the cloud services, so that can truly be a delightful and easy experience to quickly get up to speed writing APIs in the cloud. All that stuff is great, and we love to work on it, but frankly, if we can't maintain security in the system, all of that's for nothing. I'm constantly being asked to prove that not only that the cloud is secure, but that we're a bar raiser. And there can be challenges with that in an environment where we have dozens of accounts, machines and services are spinning up and down dynamically all the time. A little bit of context for that, we run thousands of instances, I'd say steady state at any given time, but we run tens of thousands of instances that are unique in a given month, because as loads are scaling up and down, they're only used on demand as they're needed. And so in an environment like that, it's very difficult to do compliance the traditional way. And quite frankly, even the traditional way was not particularly optimal for even the old school data center. A little context, in the old school world, if I want to define a policy, I have to get a bunch of smart folks in the room, and I have to get them to agree on a human readable description of what the policy is. That'll get in a Word doc, and when it's uploaded to SharePoint, I have to hope that it's not forgotten. Maybe I can do a little better than that and do an audit, but an audit is timely and cost-consuming, and in the best-case scenario, you're taking what's an ambiguous description, a bunch of human text, and you're only proving that something was compliant at some point in time in the past. And so we flip that on its edge, and we're saying we want the source of truth, the canonical description of what the policy is, to be code. And then we've built a platform that's scanning that continuously and giving us all that data back. And since it is a platform, anybody in the enterprise can actually go write their own policies, and they don't even have to be policies against the cloud. They can write policies for anything that they can integrate, give us integration, either an API or whatever their custom rule set might be. So this system, you write your policy as code. Resources are auto-discovered as they come online and offline, and we're continuously checking. And there's effectively a big data solution underneath that our customers can leverage, so they don't have to go build that themselves. That's a little bit of the architecture. Most of the services are either PaaS or serverless themselves. And since it is cloud native and API first, we're actually able to do some very cool integrations, and folks can, independent of us, experiment with different interfaces. And so what I'd like to demo today is, it's a proof of concept. It's actually done by one of our interns, and just with a few weeks, not a lot of background in the systems itself, she was able to build an Alexa skill integration where we use the Echo Show device to do real-time reporting with the graphical feedback. So since it's difficult to show the Alexa live on stage here, we've put together a short video. Can we turn the sound up? I should have. Let's leave it. Yeah. Okay. We'll restart it. Since it is a voice-driven interface, I think it makes sense to restart it so you can hear the questions and answers. We'll just wait a few more seconds, otherwise we'll continue. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll just kind of try to narrate for you. Okay, so this is actually Sally, our intern. She's going to ask Alexa to open Pac-Man. Pac-Man knows her name and says, "Welcome back, Sally." She's asking what our overall compliance is, and she's getting the complete global roll-up for the cloud. Alexa is reading out the results right now. Now she's asked about a specific application called Rebellion, so she's getting the result just for one application in our cloud. This next part is interesting. She asked, what about tagging? But she didn't say for Rebellion. The system remembers context, so as you have a conversation, you don't have to state everything over again. And now as she went from tagging to patching, it still remembers the Rebellion context. She'll ask a few more questions about different areas, and when she's finally done, she's going to ask Alexa to email that to me, and every screen that she's looked at in this session will be sent to her as an email report. And then when she says goodbye, she's done. Another interesting thing about the way this operates is since it's fundamentally data-driven, when I want to add knowledge to the system, I don't have to go update the Alexa skill. The Alexa skill is kind of the engine. So if you create an API that has the right output format, we can understand, infer from the semantics of that format what kinds of questions and answers can be given. So with that, I'll just close up by saying a key part of our strategy for executing on the cloud at T-Mobile is open source, and Pac-Man will be open source in Q1 starting 2018, and including all of these pieces. This year was kind of the first roll-up, so Jazz, as I mentioned, was the first project that we've open sourced. If you caught our hyperdirectory presentation by Chris Spanton in the back of the room, we demonstrated a POC using blockchain for a highly secure directory service. That's the second product that's up there now on opensource.tmobile.com. There'll be more coming in the coming weeks too. So if you're interested, if you like some of these ideas, whether you're an individual or you're an enterprise that thinks you'd also like to try to solve enterprise problems with that startup mentality, come talk to us and come participate with us on the open source journey. So with that, I'll actually just close and thank you guys and ask if there's any questions.